Use your free will. So, I think that honestly, my generation is not using their free will enough. And with AI, it's making it even worse. And the people that do use their free will get labeled weirdos or strangers, or, strange people or eccentric, But it's just that you're using your free will. And the people who label us that, people who use our free will, the people who actually label us weirdos and strange people and eccentric, are you guys just gonna come out and say it, that you're just jealous, that we don't care what people think? And that is why you're calling us names? Because you secretly wish that you could do what we do, Because I think I've reached a certain point in my life where I managed to conquer embarrassment. Like, you can actually pick and choose when or if at all you want to feel embarrassed when something happens. Sometimes when I do something funny in public, I just laugh at myself. And if somebody else is laughing at me, perfect, we laugh at me together. Of course, I won't tolerate disrespect. Like, you can't bring me disrespect and expect me to laugh at it. But let's say I'm walking and I forgot there was this time that I actually made myself laugh. I don't know who else watched it, but I definitely laughed. I think it was funny. I still think it's funny. I was walking with my umbrella and I closed it. That was like the first time I was coming back with it. That was the very first time I actually used it without rain. So I was coming back with it open and I closed it. I forgot to place it in such a way that it would let me walk through the gate. And I ended up just like going flat against the gate because the umbrella was because the umbrella was obstructing me getting in. And I was just like, this is so funny. To me, it was funny. Like, why am I such a comedian? And anybody who saw and laughed, like, I will fault them because it was funny. And even to this day, when I think of it, like, it just brings a smile to my face. Like, I'm the type of person who passes exams, who is very smart, who is on top of my stuff, who's very disciplined. But even at times, I make silly mistakes like that, and it's just hilarious, And I just find it funny. I could have chosen to be embarrassed. I could have chosen to be like, oh no, why me? Why did I do that? Oh no. But no, actually, I still find it funny. And I'm not even faking it. Like, I still find it funny. So, use your free will, because even if people think that you're outlandish or why trying so hard to be unique, or it's not really about that. It's just that I have free will and I'm using it, and as long as I'm not hurting anybody or going against God's commandments, then why does it bother you so much that I'm using my free will? Could it be that you're just bothered because you didn't come up with that idea sooner? Or what is going on? Why can't you just let me use my free will? It's my free will. Use yours, And anyways, that's kind of things I think about, because I feel like my generation, we don't use our free will enough. You just see somebody doing something else, something you like, and then you start copying them, and you don't even give them credit. That's not using your free will. That's just copycat. Why are you being a copycat? Use your own free will. Create something unique for yourself, And especially with AI, now people just spit out AI. And when I watch videos, sometimes I'm like, wait, ChatGPT, is that you? Because of the way they speak. And because I speak to ChatGPT a lot, I'm like, wait a minute, the structuring of this sentence is so ChatGPT? Like, what? Honestly, I don't know, because I don't ask the creators of the videos, but it sounds so AI. Like, what? So, really, we need to use our free will more. We need to use our free will, because it's really all we have in this world. Anything can be taken from us. Anything is not really ours. All you really own is your soul and your free will. All you really own, I will say it again, is your soul and your free will. That's all you really own in this world. Everything else is just an illusion, superficial, can be taken away at any moment, can disappear in a moment. It's not really yours. So why not use it since you have it? On my deathbed, I don't want to be thinking, oh, I stopped to think what Sarah would say about this. That's why I didn't do it. No, I want to think, I don't care. I might have gotten a few scares, but I wasn't hurting anybody. And I did what I wanted to do in that moment. And it was perfectly what I felt like doing. And a perfect execution of my free will. There was this video that I was watching on TikTok, and this guy he just laid down in a square where people were walking around, and they were watching him, and he's like, no one cares. Do whatever you want. They might look at you with judgment for a few seconds, but then they're just back to their lives. Because no one cares. And I'm like, that is so true. No one really cares. Everybody's so hyperfixated on their lives and their problems and what they're gonna eat next, how are they gonna get this money, Nobody's really looking at you and thinking, is this person okay? As long as you're not coming for them, And using your free will is how people become rich. Using your free will is how people become known years after they are gone, Using your free will is how people make legacies. Using your free will is how people win wars. Using your free will is how people come up with these unique ideas that you will think, wait, how did he come up with that? But he just didn't care what people thought, He's just like, this might be a bit out there, but it makes sense and it's executable, so I'm gonna try it, And we really need to use our free will more. And today I was even sitting in class, and the 3 windows were open and the sun was coming in, and I had my umbrella. I was already sitting down comfortably. I was like, which one is easier? Open my umbrella and just defeat the sun, or get up and have to close all these 3 windows? The past me, who was so fixated on what people would have said, would have been like, get up and close the 3 windows so I don't seem like a weirdo by opening my umbrella indoors. But the current me, who doesn't give an F, was like, it's easier for me to do this. I'm currently sitting in such a wonderful, comfortable position. I'm not getting up. Besides, the sun is hot, sure, but there's also nice air coming in, so why would I close the windows? So I just opened my umbrella right there in the classroom, and I was like, how far I've come. Because past me would have been like, all these voices of the people that trained me when growing up, they would have been like in my head playing, being like, you look so weird. Why are you behaving in such a way? Who opens umbrellas indoors? Why are you being such a weirdo? Why are you being so strange? Why can't you just fit in and be normal? But current me is just like, I'm just doing what's easier for me, and it's not illegal to open an umbrella indoors as long as you're not harming anybody. And I was sitting there and there was nobody around me. It was just like 2 or 3 other people, and then the door was open and other people were walking in the hallway. I was like, why should I care what they think? I just did what was comfortable for me, and the umbrella is not hitting anybody in the face. It's not obscuring anything important for anybody, so I'm opening my umbrella indoors. Let anybody think what they're gonna think. And that's an example of how we can use our free will, because stopping to think, oh my god, what are they gonna think? Oh my god, are they gonna think I'm weird? Oh my god, am I gonna become the talk of the town? Oh my god. Oh please, we are so done with that, please. If you still think like that, go back to 2025. This is 2026. We don't need those kind of thoughts, okay? Thank you. Use your free will. Thanks. Using your free will, and in a good way, I mean, like, there's a good free will and there's a bad free will, obviously. And some people just blame it on the devil. No, you had the will. The devil gave you the idea, but you still made your limbs go and do that. Don't blame it all on the devil, But use your free will for good. Use your free will for stuff that you feel like you want to do that is not harming anybody, and that God wouldn't frown at you for. Because at the end of the day, so do you really want to be thinking, oh, that time I really wanted to dance, but because people were looking, I just settled for tilting my head even though the music was playing and everybody else was dancing, but because I didn't want to look weird, I didn't dance. Or that time when they asked if anybody could sing, I really didn't sing because I thought they might think I'm better than them at singing, so they would be jealous of me. No, bust it out. Bust your moves. Do what you need to do in the appropriate settings, you know? Don't think, oh, I'm really good at this. They're gonna be jealous of me, so I won't do it. Respectfully, F them. Go and do it. Who cares what they think? Honestly. But anyways, use your free will and use it appropriately, because we need more of that in this world. We need less copycats. We need more people who are using their free will in a unique, special way and not giving an F what people think. Honestly. Use your free will. Peace out.